we're going to explore when is the best time to take your driving test. It's a tricky one, when is the best time to take your driving test, because a lot will depend on the area where you live and your experience of what you're doing. Now let me go into a little bit more details. So before I get going, by the way, if you're new to the channel, click on that subscribe, and if you're liking the video, give it the thumbs up at the same time. Feel free to share it, and in the description I put a bit more information about driving tests and other videos that might help you at the same time. So when is the best time? So things to consider: if you're having your driving lessons at, say, 10 in the morning, then it would make sense to have the driving test similar time. There's no point in having a driving test at 8 in the morning if you're having your lessons at 10, because the traffic flows a little bit different. You know, there's a little bit more traffic in the morning than is at 10 o'clock. So that's the sort of thing you want to consider. Now, if you're having your driving lessons, say, 8 in the morning, or 4:30 or 5 o'clock at night time, when there's a lot more traffic around, then I suppose whatever time you take, it's easy for you at that point there, because you're used to a lot more traffic on the roads. So that's one thing to consider straight away, which is whatever time you're having your lessons, and if it's busy time of day, then you're used to busy traffic. So you're used to having to anticipate things a lot more than you would do if you're going on a quiet time of the day. And I suppose this would also include the day of the week. So certain days of the week are a lot more quiet than other ones, and I'll give an example. So if you have lessons on a Sunday morning, say 9 o'clock, it's going to be quiet compared to Saturday morning at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock, because a lot more people are not working, and they're having a lie in bed or having breakfast at 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning. So if you're having lessons on a Sunday morning, it's quiet, or if you're having lessons on a quiet time of the day, then that is also things to consider also. Now, I do say to people when they're taking the driving test, try and book it for the same day and same time as you can when you're having your lessons, because that you're used to that every week. It makes it easier, and it actually fits in better at the same time for me, because I'd have to keep cancelling people's lessons to fit you in for your test. But that's not the be all and end all, right? So if you can get that, great. So if you're having your lesson on a Monday morning, 9 o'clock, that's a good time to take your test, right? But if you can't get Monday at 9 o'clock and there's Tuesday at 9 o'clock, then fine. But if you can't get 9 o'clock, and then whatever time you've got to go, and I know it's hard at the moment booking driving tests, but that's the thing you've got to remember. Just try and get as close as you can to the time or the day that you normally have, and that'll help you to manage the traffic that you're used to. Now, another thing to consider is where the driving test is. So if you're learning in a different area where the driving test actually takes place, then you need to really, once you've got your test booked, you need to have some lessons in that area on that similar time of the test, and even on similar time and the same day if you can. So just say, another good example, you've got your test booked, and I'm going to say Bletchley because that's where I'm in Milton Keynes. So if you've got your test booked on a Friday 12 o'clock or 12:30, then it would make sense to start having lessons linked to your test on a Friday at 12:30. Because you get used to the flow of the traffic, you get used to how much traffic's on the road, and you get used to what it's like on a Friday, because Friday's different than Thursday. If you're having lessons on a Friday, you realise Friday afternoon rush hour starts earlier. People are rushing around a lot more because it's getting towards the end of the week and they're taking more risks. And if you're having lessons in rush hour, like 8 in the morning, you know it's like people rushing to school, cutting people up. So these are things to consider. Now, there's also test routes. Certain examiners, will take certain test routes at certain times of day because of the flow of the traffic. Now, I don't know what the test routes are, but I'm sure there's one or two examiners who will say, well, there's no point in like 8 in the morning, there's a traffic jam every day going down this road, we'll take the test route that avoids that road. So that's the sort of thing that people do on the test, because the last thing they want to do is have you sat on the driving test for first 5 minutes in slow traffic. Not saying that's not going to happen, because you could go on a test route, go around the corner and there's been an accident ahead of you, so you have to go past it slowly, so all of a sudden there's a queue of traffic. So there's nothing wrong with being in traffic for a few lessons, get used to how to control the car at slow speeds, first gear, crawling forward. It's quite good exercise. If you've never tried that, then you want to try it. So I'm hoping this idea helps you, what you want to try and do for one of your best times booking driving test. I say to people, maybe in the mornings, anytime after 9, before 12, You know, after rush hour, before the rush hour at lunchtime, after lunchtime, before the afternoon rush hour. There's a couple of hour gap on each side. But if you're taking your driving lessons in the busy times, it won't matter. Okay, good luck with your driving lessons. I hope this short video helps you to decide when you can take your test, what's a good time for it. If it does, thumbs up. Safe driving, good luck on your test.